Hello, welcome to December's kind of year-end channel update. It's been quite an interesting year. Not sure. I mean, I guess it's had its ups and downs. It's been a year of starts and finishes. Really, very interesting year. um, so, I'm going to cover some of the little things. More on the, I guess, personal side. If you think about it. Now I've ended my stint in scouting, so more time will free up. Not certain what's going to fill that gap. I'll probably spend more time with family, stuff like that. I don't know how much more modeling I'll add, but we'll see. That could be what it basically allows me to do. Has more flexibility to model on Mondays, which I normally wouldn't be able to do, instead of some other day when something else might come up. So, now, I don't know, after the end of the year, I'm pretty sure that my bolt action Thursday gaming day will stay in place. I don't think there's going to be any change there, and that's very good. I'm really glad about that, because I'm really enjoying that game. Because this was a year I got to finally start bolt action. Had a kind of a false start with the initial Polish early army, because the supplier fell through for some of the models I wanted within my budget. But switched over to the Polish 1st Armored Division in the British Army, and I've been having a blast, no pun intended, since then. Looking forward to more. This year, of course, October, we had the surprise of a tree hitting the house, or 2 trees hitting the house. That kind of disrupted things for a bit. A lot of Eagle projects from my scouts, kind of taking time away from the hobby, which is no regrets on that at all. Very glad about that. We had a couple issues with Google and YouTube, kind of deleting accounts for apparent, violation of their various policies, which a lot of people reacted strongly to, positive and negative. In the end, we're all, novices. A lot of us are novices at this, so maybe there was a little bit of heavy-handedness in some of these cases. But the alternative was VidMe. Well, that's actually gone now. As of, I want to say, the 15th of December, VidMe has been shut down. All the videos are accessible for a bit anyway. They're in an archive. So that route's no longer there. Really, YouTube is the place to go now for videos. There's been a lot of reasons, VidMe and other platforms have failed. A big one really has to do with the fact that, the companies that, Google owns most of these platforms, and they will favor in their search results, obviously, YouTube content, videos instead of others. So you have issues like that. Makes it hard to come up with other competitive platforms. So, but VidMe's out, so I won't be posting anything there anymore. Subscribers kind of went really crazy. I hit 177 earlier this month, lost several, and I'm back as of the recording of this video, 177. That's pretty cool. I don't pretend to understand how you subscribers go up and down. So what appears randomly sometimes, but it's a steady increase, which I kind of like. Motivation this month has been kind of difficult. Actually, I've experienced that a few times this year. With the Christmas season hitting, it's not so much more things, going against my time. It's just, do you really, is this what I want to be doing, modeling, right? There's just, I want to get that Christmas feeling around. This is, every year I seem to have it's just more and more commercialized, more and more secularized, forgetting the Christ part of Christmas and focusing on the Santa part of Christmas, which is great and a lot of fun, but I want to I have a lot of fond memories when I was a kid, and I want my family to have those positive memories and all that, and I kind of want to relive some of those. So, it's stuff like that. It kind of weighs on you, and kind of, in my case, drains my motivation at times. So that's been a little bit of a struggle during this time. Even though I've got the last couple weeks of December off to kick back, take care of some things I have to get done around the house, but also do some more modeling. Now, I have been able to get some projects taken care of. Knocked out my 2 Polish tanks. Well, as far as painting queue, not so much with anti-tank weapons, but I've actually I started with 250 some odd models to paint in my queue, and realized that some require, purchase of materials or parts or whatever. And a lot of them, now with 8th edition coming out, I don't really want to address them right now because I don't know what the new codex holds. A lot of units have changed, and my conversions may not be valid anymore. So a long list, I would say a long list, 60 or 70 models were delayed to next year, and I've got only 15 more models left in my queue for the rest of the year, which is about a week away by the time this gets published. And of that, there's there's a Sherman 2A for this year. There are 2 Leman Russ turrets from Forge World I need to get done, both exterminator turrets, and finally 12 Reaver jet bikes, which you've seen project updates on recently. I can't believe I made it that far. That's a lot of models to tackle. And to be just in time for next year when I add a whole bunch more. Now, at this point, I have not abandoned the Titanosaur project. In fact, I've gone through a little bit of redesign on the Howdah a little bit, or at least the supports. So the work I've done so far, I have to redo. Need some more cash to kind of redo what I've done. So it hasn't been forgotten. It's still an extremely important project for me. It's going to take a long time to finish because it's going to be one of those showcase pieces. So the model work needs to be better, and this will be the most challenging paint job I've ever done because it's on a living animal, or well, it used to be a living animal. And I've noticed over my many years of modeling that I'm really much more comfortable working with vehicles and inanimate objects than I am with living creatures as far as painting. So it's really going to stretch my skills, but it's one I want to really get done right. So it'll take longer, and it's still in the works. It's one of the most important projects for me personally to finish. But now the Sherman 2A is on hold for a couple weeks because I'm waiting for a couple stowage pieces and some decals in order to actually do the next thing. I can't weather it, and I need to buy the steel paint, Vallejo steel, to actually do the next paint application to the exposed tracks. But beyond that, I have to wait for the decals to come in and the stowage parts to come in before I can do the finish painting and finally the weathering. So it's kind of on pause for now. So you won't see a update video for that, too soon. So kind of what's in store for next year. Now I'm not going to promise anything because things don't always work out. I've wanted to launch a couple different video series, and they haven't worked out. Road to Adepticon isn't coming along the way I want it to, but it's going to continue. It's interesting. I have an idea, and I'm going to pursue it the path I intended, but I'm not coming out with the schedule I wanted to come out with. So, but it's okay. It's going to showcase my journey there. Hopefully, offering some good advice to people who've never gone to a convention, especially Adepticon, who might want to. What are the kind of things you need to think about and know about, and how do you plan for it? So I'm not going to promise certain things going forward, but I will say this. I am holding off on getting a new video editor, or really any major changes video-wise, lighting, sound, until after Adepticon. There is actually a session there at Adepticon about some of that YouTube technical stuff. I've got a lot to learn, I'll admit it, and I want to do something, but I don't want to waste money doing it. I'm not, every dollar I spend on video kind of stuff is a dollar I can't spend on my gaming and modeling, which is a big deal to me. But I do want to be able to do things. There's so many things I've wanted to do in videos that I haven't been able to because my editor doesn't allow me to. So many things I want to be able to do but I don't have the right equipment, sound equipment. Lighting is, as you can even see with this lighting setup, isn't the greatest, but I want to invest wisely in lighting. I've seen a lot of different lighting things out there, and I just, again, want to spend money wisely because I can't spend it twice. So that's going to happen, but it's going to start after the end of March. March is going to be an important month for this channel and me personally, because if everything works out according to what it looks like so far, I'll be in a much better position, recovering from some of these the recent economic things that have happened around the world, really. So economics will be a lot better, hopefully, after March, which will allow me to hopefully start projects and finish them quicker because I'll be able to get the materials more readily. I'll be able to afford them, and still be able to start doing things like buying codexes, closer to when they come out, so I can actually do codex reviews. Not that aren't enough on the web already, but again, I've got a slightly different perspective on some of these codexes, I think, than others, and so I just want to throw my 2 cents out there and see what happens. But that's going to help. That's also going to make it easier for me to get equipment. My modeling supplies, my video supplies, what have you, even an editor, sound equipment, light equipment, stuff like that. The big thing is adding armies, my bolt action armies, and adding my Necrons. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to start Necrons like I was planning. Now, I've got a very unorthodox way of starting it. As I mentioned in previous videos, I'm going to build my army pretty much following the Tomb Awakening protocols. So starting with Tomb Spiders, Scarabs, Wraiths, adding Warriors, maybe Immortals, and slowly building it up according to the normal Tomb Awakening protocols. So we'll see how that plays out. But the one thing I've got a question on for all of you is color scheme. Yeah, they're silver. They come with the green rods. I like the silver-green look. Okay, but I'm not certain what color to showcase in my dynasty. I don't want to use it. I want this to be my own dynasty that's just awakening. I want to throw a backstory together. So I need an idea for what color it should be. Got my greens with my guard army, as well as my Tau army. I've got all colors of the rainbow with my Exodites, so really I'm not missing any colors there. And then, of course, my red for my Skitarii forces, and then my orcs are predominantly red, but obviously very orky colors. So I don't really know what colors I want to focus on with the Necrons as far as what their tabard colors, their accent colors are going to be. I'm going to base just like a traditional Necron with the green Goss, green power sources. But what's their dynasty color? I'm open for suggestions, but don't just throw colors at me. Kind of why? Why would you suggest that particular color? Because I want to own my army. I want it to be mine. I want to be invested in it. So I really want to make a decision on color that fits what I'm trying to accomplish, at least as far as storyline and making it feel like it's mine. So it could be any of the colors I already use. I will say this though, yellows I'm really not liking. I don't think I'm ever going to want a yellow army. It doesn't, even on a Necron, I don't think I want to do yellow. So pretty much any color but that. But again, if you think yellow is a good idea, let me know. One of the biggest things I'm concerned about with yellow, aside from the look just being so bright, is how easy it is to paint, or hard it is to paint and get a nice even coat. I know some of you actually have a lot of experience with yellow, So give me some ideas, okay, if yellow is a good direction. So Necrons are a big deal. They are coming. Cannot wait. I think the biggest project I'm going to be starting is going to be the Necron Tomb Citadel tile, because that's the first thing I'm getting when I order. I mean, I'm getting a few things from Forge World. Most of it is going to be through the regular plastic line, but there are going to be a couple elements that are going to be coming from Forge World. Sentry pylons and Gauss pylons and the tile itself. I can't wait to get that. I've wanted a tile for years, and now I have an excuse to get it. So that's going to be a nice paint challenge I want to attempt. So that's coming. Now, all right. Now I've mentioned before, Patreon a couple times, and 2018 will be the year I start actually having a Patreon account. One of the things that I'm looking forward to in March is being able to support other channels, because I haven't been able to do that for forever, and hopefully things are going to change dramatically in March, and I will be able to start doing that, because there are some really good channels out there that I just want to support, and that's a good way to do it. And one of the things that I thought is that if someone, in my case, I want to do it. If there's others out there who want to support a channel, but YouTube doesn't have a means to do that, Patreon will be the way to go about it. So it's just going to be there for anyone who may want to. I'm not going to plug it in the way. It's not going to be a major theme in my videos, but obviously it'll come up. But it's just going to be there for anyone who does feel like they want to contribute to kind of help my channel grow. And again, because every dollar that goes to my video stuff doesn't go to my models, so it would definitely go more toward the video aspect of my channel as opposed to the model side of things. Now, this week, this is the week between Christmas and New Year's, because this is going to be released on Christmas Eve. Okay, this coming week after Christmas I'm going to have a test run of recording Bat Rep for X-Wing. We'll see how that goes. We'll be playing X-Wing with a friend of mine and some other, actually a group of friends and our kids. So it'll be a little chaotic at times, but I want to try to do a good job with X-Wing as far as a Bat Rep, because I want to add that in. This is about tabletop wargaming as a whole, not just 40K. And as you've noticed, most of the videos over the course of the year have shifted from 40K to Bolt Action, as Bolt Action became more important as far as the model projects go in the queue. But I really haven't done much in the way of bat reps for anything, except for a few 40K opportunities I had. Now, this coming year, actually starting in January 13th, I think it is, going to be starting into the tournament space. There's a Combat Patrol tournament. Patrol tournament. Essentially, it's a 40 power level event using a standard patrol detachment. I think there's 4 scenarios during the event, and I want to try my hand at it. I've had, as I talked before, trying to curb that jerk side of me, if you will, when it comes to competitiveness. So I really do want to try to add that to my gaming experience, and I figure also it'd be important to kind of tackle that before I get to Adepticon, because Adepticon, I think there's, from what I've heard, a lot more competitive tones there, and so my usual fluff fun lists, as devastating as they can be sometimes, they're not always the best for the particular missions at hand. I may need to tailor not list tailor so much, but tailor the way I approach a list, whether it's Bolt Action or 40K, to be a little bit more tournament-like. And so I'm going to start in January with my very first. It's my first ever tournament in 40K, but it's, I guess, the first one where I'm dedicating it to actually being a tournament player. I don't want to become one, but as Nick has mentioned on his videos, it's something that you should try at least once, and it's an aspect of the hobby that it does add a different flavor. So I want to take that on. So that's going to start in January. I'm looking forward to that. Again, no bat reps will come out of that, but I'll do a review post tournament review, and we'll see how that goes. So let's I don't want to take up too much of your time. It's already been about 20 minutes. The last thing I want to do on this video is wish all of you watching a very Merry Christmas. I want my hopes for you, my prayers for you are that this holiday season will be a time where you'll have a good time with your family and enjoy your hobbies, but enjoy your families as well. And I really hope, for all of our sakes, that 2018 is much better than 2017. So, with that, I'll leave you to your holiday enjoyment. Enjoy your Christmas, your New Year's, and we'll see what comes up in the future. Thanks for watching. Share, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.